Hi, welcome to the Small Shed. This week we're seeing if the punt I took on the Festool sander was worth it or not. See you in a minute. Now you'll remember a couple of weeks ago now I bought a couple of old Festool sanders with a sustainer that cost me not a great deal of money. I think the whole lot was about £38 and the sustainer was probably worth 15 or 20 of that. This week we're putting it back together, seeing if we can make at least one work, if not two, and we'll see how that goes. Let's go and have a look at it. So if you remember last time I was dealing with these sanders, I took them apart, got all the pieces out, and almost as a last minute thought, rather than spending a lot of money on replacement bits, decided that I'd got enough here to make one up to see if it would work. I've got a good armature, I've got a good set of field windings, I believe. We'll see. The bits that I do need to replace, like the bottom pad and maybe one of these ring clips, can be done later on. So if I then decide to replace the armature on the one that was damaged, I can do that, and while I'm there I'll just get another couple of spare bottom pads and some clips. Apart from the one socket that's slightly burned, which I want to replace because the wiring's bad, otherwise I don't think I need any pieces except for that one brass bottom weight, that the off-centre eccentric that gives it the vibration effectively. So I think the idea is now I'm just going to clean everything up for one of them and make myself a sander. If that works, I will then decide whether it's worth, I can tot up the cost of the repairs and see whether it's worth spending, I don't know, probably £100 or more on replacements for it, and to replace some of the worn bits on this one, like the pad, or whether I'm better just to say, well, so far I've got a Festool sander for £18 that hasn't cost me anything. So we'll see how we get on with that when we come to put the last bits together. At the moment I'm just trying to get the components clean, and then we'll start slowly to put it all back together as carefully as we can and see what we've got for our £18. No, I wasn't particularly happy with the finish on the spray from the satin black, so I've just given them another coat of Tester's dull coat. It's something I use with my model making. It gives you a nice matte finish. They've come up quite nicely with that. So we've just masked out all the Festool labelling, hopefully. Now it's all dried off. Yeah, it gives us a nice factory finish. So it's time to try these things out. I've assembled one of them and got nowhere. That one's dead and nothing happening with it, so we'll come back to that one perhaps later. This one is running. So it looks like we have a working sander. I need to sort of, the caveat on that is that it's working at the moment and it needs a bit of work to make sure it's going to continue working. So I'm going to put the whole thing together and give it a quick workout and see what it's like when it's got all the other bits attached. But so far that's cost, I don't know, 18 quid, something like that. So it does look like we're getting somewhere. Not entirely convinced the speed control's working, but I've got a spare, so I'll check that out. If not, I'll swap them over. So there we have it, working sander. Quite pleased with that. We'll see how it works, give it a good long run, let it do some work, and then if it's okay I'll invest in a decent pad for the bottom, and that's it. But yes, in answer to was it worth a punt, definitely. I've still got the other one which I suppose I can keep for spares. I'm reluctant to go into repairing that one because by the time you've put a new armature in it, probably needs new brushes, certainly needs a new socket there. I've rubbished one of those, so it needs another one of those, plus a pad saver, etc, etc. Before you know where you are, you're spending over £100 on something that essentially I didn't really need anyway in the first place. So I think I will persevere with this one, and if it's any good I'll put a decent pad saver on the bottom, and we'll either put that one back up on eBay for spares only with damage, or consign it to history. So there we are, yet again we've managed to bring something back from the dead. I've actually, since I did that, used it quite a bit, and I've treated it to some new brushes, new bottom pad, and I've actually bought the dust collector thing to go on the back. So it's probably cost me 40 or 50 pounds on top of the 18 or so in the first place, but it's now a very nice little sander that's already been being used quite a lot. And I think you can get the Abranet pads to fit that are exactly the right size. These are slightly small, but certainly with the Abranet as well and the dust extraction, very nice little sander. The only problem is, of course, I've now got to find somewhere to put it because there's no room in the sanding station over there, but we'll probably extend it down the bottom or something. Hope it was of interest. Just shows, as I've said before many times, very often you've got very little or nothing to lose by taking something apart and having a go. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you next week when we'll be making or mending something different, I'm sure. See you then. Bye.